You could save a life, man. You understand? They could come. They could start coming to class. So please, it's very important that you share, subscribe, and like these classes. Block you. Turn this down. Go to this chat. Bible question, if I may, Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13.
Deuteronomy 22 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
If any man take a wife.
If any man take a wife, you understand? Read on.
And go in unto her.
And go in unto her.
And hate her.
And hate her. It's like if I may, if any man take a wife. Now, how do you take a wife?
Right.
You understand? How do you take a wife? Because back in the day, you understand, we learned, from our oppressor. You understand? We are not like our oppressors. You understand? We don't beat our women over the head, you understand, and force them to be our wives. You understand? According to the Bible, sex is marriage. Right. So when it says, if any man take a wife, you understand, that man that takes a wife, meaning that he has sex with her, that's his wife. Again, marriage according to the Bible, you understand, is sex. Sex is marriage. Can you read that from the top of the show?
Deuteronomy 22 and 13. If any man take a wife.
Read on.
And go in unto her.
And go in unto her. What does that sound like? Go in unto her. You understand? There's only one way to go into a woman. You understand? And that's what? The man penetrating the woman. You understand? That's sex. When a man go in unto her, when he penetrates her, lays down with her, have sex with her, you know, sir?
And hate her.
And now all of a sudden, it's okay to lust after your wife. You understand? He have her. Now, you understand, all the feelings is gone. You understand? All the sexual feelings is gone. You understand? It's like it. You understand? That fluid came out.
Yeah, he just wanted to.
He
just wanted to toss her, man.
Right.
He wanted to toss her around, and
right.
after he tossed her, now he's back down to earth.
Right.
You gotta look at what kind of woman he met, what kind of woman he married and tied his life to.
Right. Sort of like that earth, wind, and fire feelings.
Oh man.
You understand? That's what that's talking about. Yeah. And hate her. So now, you know what I'm saying? He got, you know what I'm saying? He laid with her. He got the box. Now he hates her. You know what I'm saying? Now he just wanna put her away now, toss her off to the side. You know what I'm saying? This is what we are not supposed to do to our women, our Black, Hispanic, and Native North American women. You understand? The Most High said that to make now whores out of the daughters of Israel. I'm paraphrasing. Right? Read on, sir.
Verse 14. And give occasions of speech against her.
Now he's giving occasions of speech against her. You understand? Or wicked reports. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? This man could have been like, oh, well, I slept with her and, you know what I'm saying, I didn't find her to be a virgin. You understand? Or read that again, Salakia.
And give occasions of speech against her.
And give occasions of speech against her. You know, sir?
If I could. This reminds me of that common thing with the oppressor, right? In New York.
Right.
And then he'll be like, oh, I hope that accountant ain't mean like my wife.
Right.
They do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or say you wrote it and brother's like, yeah, man, I got this girl, man, I love her, man. She's the best thing. She do a lot for me. And it's like, oh man, I wish you, so you doing better than me. But my wife, oh man, sometimes I don't even want to go home to that broad.
Right.
Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying, occasions of speech.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna keep reading.
Okay.
Right. And give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her.
You know what I'm saying?
And say, so like this. To me that's deep.
God.
You see what I'm saying? Because now this is what Christ talked against. This is another law, right? To not do. This is gossiping.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you're talking about someone behind their back.
Right.
On your own occasion. Sisters do this all the time in the world, not in the school, of course. So sisters in the school never do this, right? Right. But what people in the world do is they'll talk about another sister when she's not there. To give her a bad reputation, that you're just thinking, you're just voicing your opinion about this person, or you're voicing an opinion about how she conducts herself, or an opinion of how she does things.
Right.
But what you don't know is that the Lord is saying right here, in Deuteronomy 22, and what is that, 14?
Correct.
You gave her an evil name, right? And give occasions of speech against her and bring up an evil name on her. So now you're talking about another sister in the school. You're not giving that sister a name to be glorified. You're like, that's a good sister over there.
Right.
Now we're all, in our minds, that sister is the sister that always, per se, spilling the drinks.
Right.
Or y'all know what sisters are saying about each other because they don't do that again.
Right.
So I can't give an example of sister in here, but on the street.
Right.
You know what I mean? Give me someone on the street that you heard, man.
Slocky out of my head. You know, all my life I've been growing up in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I've been like, junior high school. We was wild in junior high school, right?
Yeah.
And Slocky. And how we treat our sisters is very, you understand, unfair and right. But like how back in the day, like we would meet a sister who was known in the neighborhood, you understand, for just hitting off Jake. You know what I'm saying? We'd be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You could get such and such from her because, you know what I'm saying, she's just been everywhere. She don't care. She'll give it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too explicit, sir, but
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? That's an evil speech where now you understand this sister, only the Most High knows what she's been going through in the house. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't raised by her father.
Right.
So she don't know any better. So she's seeking love and attention from outside the house by having sex with different men. Now, you understand, our wicked and holy men will take advantage of her. You know what I'm saying? And be like, oh, yeah, that sister? Yeah, I just laid down with her. You know what I'm saying? Go, do your thing with her.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? God.
That's nasty, man.
It is.
Back in the day, that was normal, but
right.
You know what I mean? Now we the truth.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We see that. That's nasty.
That's absolutely ignorance. And unfortunately, you understand, this stuff still goes on today.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why here in Isupk, you understand, we're here to correct that. We don't.
Yeah, good. Deuteronomy 22:14 in the middle. Bring an evil name upon her and say, I took this woman. And when I came to her, meaning that when he had sex with her, I found her not a maid.
I found her not a maid. You understand? Not a virgin. You understand?
Come. 15. Then shall the father of the damsel.
Now, the father of the damsel, you understand? Now the father, he you know what I'm saying? He feels offended now.
Yeah.
Because now, you understand, he has his daughter, you understand, which he watched her grow up. Now a man took hold of his daughter. Now a daughter's coming to him and saying, hey, listen, I ain't find your daughter a maid. Now on the father mind, it's like, well, now what's going on? What do I don't know about my daughter? You understand? Is she running around being a whore? Is she sleeping with multiple men? For this man to come up to me and say that he found my daughter not a maid? Sure.
Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity.
Salaki, read that again, sir.
Then the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity.
Bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity. Now, what is that talking about? You understand? Because what we're reading here is our culture, is our heritage. You understand? Things that we did in the ancient days. The tokens of a woman's virginity would be when a man has sex with a woman that's a virgin. You understand? And when he breaks her hymen, she will bleed. You understand? Now that blood will be upon the bed sheets. You understand? Of that man's bed. Proving that when he laid hold on her, when he had sex with her, she was a virgin. So this is what the scripture is saying. Read that from the top, Bosha.
Okay. Verse 15. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity.
So now they have proof. You understand? So now if a man comes up to a father, it's like, oh yeah, well, I ain't find your daughter to be a virgin when I laid down with her. You know what I'm saying? You gave me a wrong deal. Now the father and the mother is going to be like, oh yeah, get those bed sheets. You understand? Tell that daughter, get those bed sheets. You understand? And now, what do you have now? You have the blood, you understand, on the bed sheets. You understand? And showing you that when he slept with her, she bled. She was a virgin. You don't over the show?
God. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of her virginity. Bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city of the gate.
Oh, now they're going to the elders of the city of the gate. Now, this is a matter that has to be brought up before council now, because now you're giving a bad name to that father's house. So now it's going to have to be brought up before a council. You know what I'm saying, Brother?
16. And if I could, right? It's similar like to a council. You said, don't worry about it. But it's like saying, you know, a brother there married a girl, and you know, you're bringing them to the generals,
right?
All 7 of them. Those will be the elders in our nation today,
right?
You know what I mean? Verse 16. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife.
I gave my daughters unto this man to wife, to for him to have a wife, for him to have sex, you know.
And he hateth her.
And he hated her, you know.
Verse 17, and lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her.
And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her. You understand? He been gossiping. After he laid down with her, you understand that he wasn't satisfied for whatever reason in his mind. So now he's going to his, you know what I'm saying, his men and saying, well, yeah, I slept with her. You know what I'm saying? She was, if I may, like loose. You know what I'm saying? Because we growing up in the hood, you understand, that's what some of us men went through. You understand? We laid with a woman, oh well, you know, she wasn't, you know, ain't feel right. Felt like she was been with like 10 other men. You know?
Yeah. Damn.
Salakia.
I gave my daughter unto this man and to wife, and he hated her.
He hated her, you know.
Verse 17. And lo, he has given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity.
And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. So now it's no getting away with around that. You understand? Now, you understand, the father is showing proof to the elders that look, these bed sheets, you understand, are stained with blood. You understand? This is my daughter's blood, you understand? You know?
God. Saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
And now what the father is going to do, they're going to spread the cloth before the elders for proof, you know.
God. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. 18. And the elders of the city shall take that man and chastise him.
And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. What does chastise mean? Meaning punishment. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some form of correction. You know.
Okay. 19. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver.
You know.
And give them unto the father of the damsel.
You know.
Because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel.
Because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. So now this man will be rewarded with shekels. You know?
Yeah.
In other words, today it's like money. It's money currency.
Yeah. And she shall be his wife.
And she shall what?
And she shall be his wife.
Now this is what the elders are saying. And she shall be his wife. So, Salakia, all of that man went through, you understand? He gave a false name, a report against her, against his wife. You understand? He was what do you call that? Gossiping. He was chastised. You understand? Had to pay up the father some shekels, and now after all of that, now the sister still remains his wife. Read on.
Okay. He may not put her away.
He may not what?
He may not put her away.
He may not put her away. You understand? Meaning of divorce. You understand? Because here in the Isupk, you understand, through the scriptures, we know that divorce is unlawful. We don't divorce the women that we lay down with. You know?
Okay. Verse 20. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of her virginity be not found for the damsel.
Now, on the other hand, you understand? On the other hand, but if this thing be true, and the tokens of the virginity be not found for the damsel, so now this man is, you understand, this man that put away his, that brought up an evil report of his wife, go before the elders, and the father doesn't show the tokens of her virginity. Read on, sir.
Come on. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of the father's house.
Read on.
And the men of her city shall stone her.
And a what?
And the men of her city shall stone her.
And the men of the city shall stone her. You understand? The capital punishment. Now she's going to be put to death. Why is that? Read on, sir.
With stones, that she died. God. Because she has brought folly in Israel.
Because she had brought folly in Israel, foolishness. You understand? A lot of times when we read these laws, the Most High will say, you understand, to put away evil from Israel. Why? Because what is the thing that Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians do? You understand? We hip to trends. You understand? Like on TikTok, when you see like somebody dancing, then next thing you know, you understand, all the 12 tribes is doing the same dance or the same challenge. You understand? Oh, it's trending? Well, let me do the same thing. The Most High don't want sin to be a trend in Israel. So that's why these punishments occurs. Read on, sir.
God. Because she has brought folly in Israel.
Because she has brought folly in Israel. Not only in her father's house, but in the whole nation. The whole nation she had brought folly in. You understand? Giving the nation of Israel a bad name. And that's one thing that the Most High hates. You understand? Us, you understand, giving him a bad reputation by us what? Sinning. Read on.
To play the whore in her father's house.
To play the whore in her father's house. She's in her father's house. Her father's house. And she's going out, you understand? And being with multiple men committing adultery. Read on.
God.
So
shalt thou put evil away from among you.
So shalt thou put evil away from among you. The Most High have to make examples. And the Most High can't let that slide. Why? Because next thing you're going to know, next thing is that what? If a daughter see that, you understand, her next door neighbor is getting away with it, then what do you think that sister will do? She's going to do the same thing. Or what? She wasn't punished? You understand? She's sleeping with all these multiple men, having fun, and nothing is being done. You understand? And the sister that sees it is going to be weak-minded, or even she might not even be receiving love in the house. The father may not be in the house. She's going to do the same thing. So that's why the Most High, you understand, set these standards. You understand? By this sister being stoned, to make a public example that this is not allowed. This is not allowed to be done in Israel. You know, sir.
God. Deuteronomy 22, verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman.
If a man be found lying with a woman, meaning having sex with her, you know, sir.
Married to a husband.
But now she's married to a husband. So this man, particular man, he's having sex with this woman. And this woman already has a husband. She's already married. You know, sir.
God. Then they shall both of them die.
Then they shall what?
Then they shall both of them die.
Then they shall both of them die. I'm saying that's the punishment for adultery. In a lot of cases, man, listen, man. I've been, you know, you hear these stories every so now often on the news, how a man is having sex with a woman, right? And then her husband comes home, you understand? They in that man's bed having sex, and the husband unexpectedly comes home. You understand? The sister might have thought that the husband was coming back home tomorrow from a long business trip. But what? He's surprising his wife and coming home early with flowers and candies and all that. You know what I'm saying? Surprising his wife. Why? Because he came home early. Only to find out that what? She's lying in his bed with another man. And so often what happens? Now what? He's gonna take justice in his own hand and what? Shoot the man. He's gonna unalive this, like he's gonna unalive the man. He might even unalive the sister. Why? Because he's so hurt with pain. He feel betrayed. You know why? Because she wasn't loyal. He was away on a business trip making money, you understand, to support his wife. While she's what? She's in a bed with another man. Read that from the top, sir.
God, if a man be found lying with a woman, married to her husband.
So she's already married, but yet she's having sex with another man. You understand? And what? And who promotes this? You understand? The Christian church promotes this. Your Christian pastor, your Christian pastor. This is what your Christian pastor do. Does that scripture that we're reading? This is what your Christian pastor do. You understand? He's sleeping with your wife. Why do you think that the sisters be all up in the front row with the short dresses and the high heels? You understand? Who do you think she's showing off for? She's showing off for the pastor, man. You understand? And while you have your back turned around, guess what? He's kicking game to your wife. You understand? To try to sleep with your wife. Movies promote this, you understand? Especially the rap game. Oh, forget it. You have every rapper saying, "Oh, I'll take your woman." You understand? I'll take you. Your man is broke. I'm gonna take you from your man. But this is what the oppressor promotes. Because remember, the Job chapter 9:24 said that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The oppressor, he controls the entertainment industry, the music industry. You understand? The theater industry. You know what I'm saying? He tells you what to say. Read on, sir.
God.
Salaki, what verse mean, sir?
We're in verse 22.
22, come on.
God. Salaki. If a man be found lying with a woman, married to a husband, then they shall both of them die.
Then they shall both of them die. You understand? The man and the woman, both of them shall die. Read on, sir.
Then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman.
God. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. Both of them will have to be put to death. Why? Because this man violated his brother by sleeping with his brother's wife. This sister violated her husband by sleeping with another man. Read on. So
thou shalt put evil away from Israel.
See, there goes that phrase again, that sentence. So thou shalt put evil, so thou shalt put away evil from Israel. The Most High does not want this type of action in our nation. Understand the sin in our nation. So for that, an example will have to be made. You understand? Both of them have to die. Read on, sir.
Okay. If a damsel that is a virgin.
If a damsel that is a virgin, a young woman of marriageable age, read on, sir.
Be betrothed unto a husband.
Be betrothed unto a husband, you understand? This man, he kicks game to this sister. He finds his fine looking sister in the city and he goes to her, you know what I'm saying, spit that GMAC, that game. You know what I'm saying? And she's for it. Why? Because she's not married. She doesn't have a man. Read on, sir.
Be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city.
Read on.
And lie with her.
And do what?
And lie with her.
Read on.
Then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of the city.
Read on.
And ye shall stone them with stones.
And he shall stone them with stones. And this, you know, this goes on far too often, and you know what I'm saying, in the ghettos, slums, and reservations. You know what I'm saying? And this also goes into pride too. You know what I'm saying, brothers? When you meet a, you know, when you meet, if you see a sister that you may be attracted to, you understand, and you try to talk to her and she says, oh, well, no, I have a man, I'm married, you understand? Let her go, you understand? Say, shalom, Lord, be with you. Don't try to force her and try to get the number, you understand? Because all of that is just going to lead to sex and adultery. You understand? I know, your pride may be shot, but listen, she has another man. You have to let that go. Find yourself a woman, you understand, who doesn't have a husband. You know, sir?
Okay. What verse is this again?
Verse 24, sir.
24. Okay. Because she cried not, being in the city.
Slaki, I don't want to. Is there something playing on the
Yes, I had something playing according to what you were saying.
Oh, come on, guys. Slaki.
So that was what was playing just now was a woman that was caught cheating with her man. You know what I mean? So everybody get to see who would have been stoned. So that video we just played was a man and a woman,
right,
who was walking together,
right,
and they cheated on some other man that was there, and they both have to leave there, right. Just like they have to leave here, right. But there was a time when they would have got stoned to stones, right, right. You know what I mean, right. Yeah. Verse 24, about the God. Because and being in the city. Let me read from the top. Okay. Deuteronomy 22 and 24. Then you shall bring them both out of the gate unto the gate of the city, and you shall stone them with stones that they die.
Now both of them will have to be brought out of the city, you understand? And both of them will be stoned, you know.
The damsel, because she cried not.
The damsel, because she what?
She cried not.
Because she cried not. Meaning that what? The sex was consensual. You understand? She didn't go against the man. You understand? She didn't fight against the man. She didn't cry out for help. You understand? What do women do? You understand? When they scratch and they claw, they bite. She did not do anything. She didn't cry out. Letting you know that what? She willingly had sex with this man. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Being in the city, and the man, because he has humbled his neighbor's wife.
Because he has humbled his neighbor's wife. He conquered. You understand? He conquered that woman. Right, right. And now, hey, listen, man. Now that her husband have to let her go. That husband cannot return to that woman. Why? Because if he does not, he's committing adultery because now she's his wife. Because he humbled her, man. You know?
So thou shalt put away evil from among you.
So thou shalt put away evil from among you. And the only way you do that, you understand, is the Most High have to put somebody to death. You understand? Just imagine you seeing somebody being put to death right before your eyes. You understand? By stoning. You understand? By being burned by the fire. You understand? Capital punishment. Letting you know that, listen, man, the Most High is not playing with this. You understand? The Most High is not playing with his people. He told us to be holy, and that's exactly what he wants us to do. And he's going to set examples within our nation. Why? To put away evil from Israel, so that it won't be a trend. Because if nothing happens, then what? We're going to continuously do the same thing. We're going to continuously what? Smoke weed, smoke cigarettes, eat pork, crab, lobster, and shrimp. Celebrate Christmas, celebrate Thanksgiving. Why do you think that houses are burned down during Christmas, man? That's the Most High telling you something. Put away that evil. Why do you think that all these murders, you understand, and all these crimes happen during the oppressive pagan holidays? Because the Most High is not with these pagan holidays. The Most High want us to put this evil away and not celebrate these pagan days. Instead, we don't, sir?
God. But if a man, verse 25, but if a man find a damsel, find a betrothed damsel in the field,
you know,
and the man force her.
And the man what?
And the man force her.
And the man force her. You know what I'm saying? What does force? To go against your will. You You understand? To make you do something that you don't want to participate in. And if a man force meaning in this context, rape her, you know, sir.
And lie with her.
And lie with her. You understand? He takes hold on her, forces her, and lie with her, have sex with her, you know, sir.
Then the man only.
Then the man what?
Then the man only.
You know.
That lay with her shall die.
Now the man is going to die, not the woman. Why? Because the man forced her, went against her will. She wasn't willing to have sex with that man. But this particular man, he's going to be put to death. Why? Because he forced her. This we are talking about rape. You understand? Rape is unlawful according to the Bible. You understand? We have knockoff groups that preach that rape is okay. No, rape is not okay. You understand? When you rape a sister, you're damn nearly unaliving her. And what also goes into that, you understand? Now what? Sometimes, like if I may, sir, when our sisters get raped, they go into a mental, you understand, a mental depression state where now they feel like it's their fault. Now they make men their enemy. Anytime they see a man, you understand, they see red.
Right.
Now what they gonna do? They need love. They need attention. You understand? They need to be touched and cuddled. So they're not gonna go to a man. So now what? They're gonna go to another woman. And that's another sister added to the LGBT community, man. Why? Because a man forced her. A man raped her. Just like how children, you understand, when children are molested. Children are impressionable. You understand? Their minds are still developing. So if you have a grown up, you understand, the person that they look up to and love, you understand, look out for protection, take advantage of them by molesting them and raping them. You know, what you think that the child is going to do now? You understand? The child, you know, you messed up that child's mind now. And now they're going to what? They're going to go to school. And instead of your son looking at other, you know, girls, now he's going to be looking at boys. Now, your daughter that's been molested, now she's going to what? Be looking at girls. And now what? Now they're going to say, oh, well, now when she turns like 13 now, she's going to say, oh, well, I've always been attracted to girls. I was born this way. Now, next thing you know, now she's in high school. Now she's having sex with other girls. You understand? Boys is having sex with other boys. Now they what? They're part of the LGBTQ now. You understand? Waving the rainbow flag. This is what's going on. That's why the Most High gave us these laws, statutes, commandments. Read on, sir. We have verse
26.
26.
But unto the damsel, you know, thou shalt do nothing.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt do nothing.
Yeah, the damsel, she's not going to be touched. You understand? She's not going to be put to death. You know, sir?
God. For there is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. The damsel didn't commit sin. She was taken advantage of. She was forced. She was forced into having sex. So the Most High said that there's no sin in her. You know, sir? And what is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. When you break the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. That's what sin is. And that's the problem. Your Christian church don't break down what sin is. Why? Because now your Christian church says that Christ done away with the laws. Well, let me ask you something. For you Christians out there, if your pastor is teaching that Christ done away with the laws, does that mean that I can rob you? Can I come into your house and want something in your house? Can I covet? Can I don't want to say it. Can I unalive one of your family members? Or how would you feel if another man has sex with your wife? You understand? But yet you teach that the law, statutes, commandments, that Christ done away with the law, statutes, commandments. You understand? These are the very laws that keeps a nation civilized. These are the laws that keeps the nation from unaliving each other. Because now, if this happens to you, you're gonna feel offended. You understand? You're gonna want to take back your manhood. You want to stand up for your house if a man sleeps with your wife. But yet you say that the Lord's statutes, commandments are done away with. So now what? You're saying that we could live in a world full of chaos and just be unorderly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor,
you know,
and slayeth him.
And slayeth him. This is talking about murder. You know.
Even so is this matter.
This is heavy. Scriptures that tell you, same as a man murder another man, so is the same thing as you raping a sister. It's like you're murdering her, man. You know, sir?
Okay. 27. For he found her in the field.
For he found her in the field, you understand, in the city. He found her in Brooklyn, you understand, Harlem, Yonkers, you understand? He found the sister in the city, you know.
And the brother and the betrothed damsel cried.
And the betrothed damsel did what?
Cried.
Now she cried out. She cried. She cried as she was being forced to have sex with. You understand? She cried. She cried. Meaning that what? It was against her will. Because earlier we read that if the woman don't cry, she had earlier Salakia, what was that? That was verse. That was verse 24. When the damsel cried not, meaning that what? It was consensual. She went with the flow. You understand? She was all down for it. But now this sister, she wasn't for it, so she cried and she begged this man.
Right, meaning the other one consented.
Right.
But she's lying.
Right.
She might have lied and said it was rape.
Right.
Because she
right.
got really she's trying to say the man how you go again? If it's not rape, it's just adultery.
Right.
Both of them die.
Right.
But then if it's rape, he dies and she stays.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? This particular sister, she cried out, man. You understand? The brother had what? Fingernail scratches all in his face. You understand? Things that women do when what? It's against their will. They try to fight back. You know what I'm saying?
God. And there was none to save her.
And there was none to save her. You understand? Nobody heard her cries to save her. You know what I'm saying?
God. 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin.
If a man finds a damsel that is a virgin.
Which is not betrothed.
Which is not betrothed, you know.
And lay hold on her.
And lay hold on her, meaning that he took her and had sex with her.
And lie with her.
And lie with her, have sex with her.
And they be found.
And they be what?
And they be found.
And they be found, you know.
Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
By 50 shekels of silver, that will be a dowry. Dowry, sir? And this is our culture. And this is our heritage. This is something that we went astray from. Nowadays, you understand, a brother could find a sister and just have sex with her. There's no going to the father, introducing himself to the father, to the family. You understand? That father getting to know that brother out of just mutual respect. You understand? Honor and dignity. Nowadays, you could just snatch up a woman off the street, you understand, to have sex with her. You know, of course that's going to be your wife, but where's the honor and dignity? Especially if that father, you understand, especially if that sister is the father's only child. Now you're taking a very viable part away from that father's house. Why? Because most likely back in the days, you understand, the woman used to cook for the father, used to wash the father's clothes. You understand? And now, you marry her, now what? Eventually, now she's going to have to leave the father's house. So now what does the father have? You understand? This is where the shekel and money come in. Now, you're giving him some substance, some currency to fulfill, you understand, the absence of her not being in his house. Read on, sir.
Then the man, 29, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
50 shekels of silver. Read on, sir.
And she shall be his wife.
And she shall be his wife. Read on.
Because he hath humbled her.
Because he hath what?
Because he hath humbled her.
Because he hath humbled her. You understand? She was a virgin. Now he had sex with her. You understand? Now she knows man. And that man that humbled her, that's the only man that she shall ever know in her life, as long as he's living. You know, sir?
God. He may not put her away all his days.
He may not what?
He may not put her away all his days.
He may not put her away all his days. Meaning that he can't divorce her. She can't divorce him. Read on, sir.
God. 30. A man shall not take his father's wife.
A man shall what?
A man shall not take his father's wife.
A man shall not take his father's wife. Man, this is heavy. This is actually going into the lesson I already want to get into. You understand? Family members are covering their families, their kindred nakedness, having sex with their kindreds. We're going to get into that. Read on, sir.
Nor discover his father's skirt.
Nor discover his father's skirt. You understand? Seeing his nakedness. Salakia.
Or looking under her skirt.
Right.
But that belongs to him. That's his skirt.
God. Or see his father's nakedness.
God.
If I may, we're going to go into another scripture of rape. Let's go to Genesis chapter 19, verse 5.
Say again?
Genesis chapter 19, verse 5. Verse 5. Genesis 19, verse 5.
8 o'clock, all right?
Come on, Constance. So what we're doing is we're proving to you according to the Bible, according to the Most High God's word, that rape is unlawful according to the Bible. We're going to go into another story in Genesis chapter 19, verse 5, Uncle Shep.
Genesis 19 and 5. And they called unto Lot.
Salakia, we don't stop. Salakia.
Genesis 19 and 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in to thee this night?
Okay, so basically, now we in Genesis the 19th chapter, when his righteous brother named Lot, you understand, showed hospitality to these two brothers that were already angels. Now Lot, he's dwelling in a city which is called Sodom and Gomorrah, 5 cities which is filled with what today is called LGBTQ, homosexuality. You understand? The Sodom and Gomorrah, 5 cities, you understand, that was just all filled with homosexuality. You understand? From young and old, which according to the Bible. Now these men of the city that saw these 2 men went into Lot's house. Now they press it upon Lot to get these 2 men out. I don't want to get the story away, so we're going to read it. Slack,
sir. Bring them out unto us.
So these men of Sodom and Gomorrah said what?
Bring them out unto us.
He's commanding Lot to bring these 2 brothers that Lot had in his house unto them. Read on.
That we may know them.
That we may what?
That we may know them.
That we may know them. Now, what is that talking about? Can anybody in the chat tell me what does that mean? That we may know them? What did these men of Sodom and Gomorrah meant while he told Lot, bring them out so that we can know them? What does that mean? Does that mean that, we want to get to know their personality? You understand? We want to build a friendship with them? You understand? We want to see how they're doing, how they day went. What does that mean? That we may know them. What does that sound like? Anybody in the chat can answer? Israel headquarters?
We got a comment from 15 minutes ago. This is a great lesson on sexual immorality. People really need to follow this law and commandment if they want to enter into the kingdom of God, right?
Most High Christ. Damn right. All right, so nobody's in the chat can answer, no sweat. I'm going to give you an answer. Can you read that again, Bubba, for sure?
God. Genesis 19 and 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men?
Where are the what?
Where are the men?
Where are the men? You understand? So these men of Sodom and Gomorrah are calling unto Lot, asking, where are these men? You know?
Where are the men which came in to thee this night?
Which came in to thee this night, meaning that these men that went into Lot's house, you know,
bring them out unto us.
Bring them out unto us, you know,
that we may know them.
That we may know them.
Yes, you want me all to answer both.
Right. That's a New York slang talk, which means, you understand, pause. And we don't want to get flagged down, so we're going to be seasoning speech. Yeah. Meaning that these angels wanted to know these two men, meaning that they wanted to rape these men. They wanted to have sex with these men. Maybe they wanted to rape these men that were dwelling in Lot's house. Read on, sir.
God. Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door.
And Lot, being a righteous man, he went out the door to face this mob. You understand? To face this filthy, disgusting mob that wanted to rape these men. You understand? That's what the LGBT community is, man. They are a mob of just sexual deviancy. You understand? And they prey on other young boys and girls like how they were preyed on when they were younger. You know, see, the cycle just continues, man. This LGBT cycle just continues, man. Because you ask, well, why are you like this? Why are you trans? Or why are you bisexual? Or why are you gay or lesbian? You understand? Or transgender or this and that. And they'll say, well, I was molested when I was a child. Yeah, my uncle, you know what I'm saying? He molested me when I was a child. Or guess what? Or my aunt, she molested me when I was a child. I tried to talk up, but my mother said, keep my mouth shut. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're imagining things. You understand? Not Uncle Karen, not Uncle Paul. No, they wouldn't do those things. And this is what it is, man. This is the LGBTQ. You understand? It's just a cycle of people that's been taken advantage of it, and they don't know how to get help. They don't know how to seek help. And that's where the pride comes in. But here in ISUPK, under Commander General Yohana, we have generals and captains that give you counsel on how to defeat that demon, because that's really what it is. It's a demon. Yeah. You understand? That gay, lesbian, bisexual, all of that is just a demon that just wants you unalived. And according to the Bible, Leviticus 20:13, the Most High will tell you that if a man sleeps with another man like he lied with a woman, both of them have committed adultery. Both of them shall be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Oh, we don't serve up for me.
Okay.
Verse 6, sir. Verse 6.
Genesis 19 and 6, and Lot went out at the door unto them.
And Lot went out the door unto them to face this mob that's trying to break in his house, because early in the scripture, they were so aggressive. You understand? The LGBT community is so aggressive that they pressed upon Lot's roof, that they damn near tried to break down the door and go inside his house and snatch these men out his house to know them to rape these men. Wait on, sir.
Come. And shut the door after him.
So Lot, what are we talking about? You understand? We're talking about Lot had courage. He wasn't a coward. He went out his house and shut the door behind him. Now, what's between Lot? Lot in the back of Lot is the door, and now you have the angry mob that's trying to get inside his house. You know, sir?
God. And said, I pray you.
And say what?
I pray you.
So now, Lot, he's practically, you understand, begging this mob. I pray you. You know, sir?
Do not so wickedly.
Do not so wickedly. You know?
Behold.
Meaning. Slack it. That's heavy. Can you read that again?
God. And said, I pray you, brethren.
Mm-hmm.
Do not so wickedly.
Do not so wickedly. Now, wait a minute. Why is Lot saying this? While the angry mob, of Sodom and Gomorrah said, bring them out so that we may know them. See, a Christian might read this and be like, oh, well, you understand, they just want to show some friend, be friends with them. But Lot, when he came out, he said, do not so wickedly, meaning that what? Lot knew that the intentions of this mob, you understand, of these men, was to sexually abuse these men, to rape these men. So Lot is saying, do not so wickedly. We don't.
God. Verse 8. Behold now, I have 2 daughters.
Lot is saying, behold now, I have 2 daughters,
which have not known man.
These 2 daughters have not known man, which means what? They are virgins. They have not had sex with man. And now what Lot is showing is extreme brotherhood, because who today would give up their 2 daughters in this case? Who would give up their 2 daughters in this case? You understand? Knowing that what? You have brothers in your house that you are protecting, that you're showing hospitality to. And now you're living in a city that's full with what is called the LGBTQ community today. You understand? Same thing in ancient days. That's it. Now this man is offering his 2 daughters just to appease their sexual deviancy. That's the level of brotherhood Lot is on. You know, sir?
God. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you.
Read on.
And you do to them as is good in your eyes.
And you could do whatever you want to do to my 2 daughters. You understand? Hey, listen. Whatever your heart, your mind desires, you could do unto them. Lot is offering his 2 daughters, brothers and sisters, his 2 daughters to this angry mob that wants to rape these 2 men that's inside his house. You know, sir?
Okay. And do ye to them as is good in your eyes, only unto these men do nothing.
Only unto these men do nothing. You're not going to touch these 2 brothers that's in my house. Not on my watch. And he's showing extreme brotherhood, extreme hospitality. And Lot is showing you, listen, man, if you're a brother and you let any brother, you understand, into your house, you understand that, that he's under your watch. You got to protect that brother. You can't let that brother, you understand, go into any harm, or let anybody do that brother's harm. And that's exactly what he's doing to these 2 brothers that's really are angels of the Lord. They don't know that. These mob of men don't know that. You know what I'm saying,
God. For they came under the shadow of my roof.
Because they came under the shadow of my roof, letting you know that how aggressive they are. You know what I'm saying? Most High said that there's nothing new under the sun. He's showing us that the LGBT community is aggressive and violent. Same like how you see today. And so you see a whole bunch of Soviet trend. It was a story, it was a couple of years ago. This transgender part of the LGBT community, he went in GameStop. It's about like a video game, sir, right? And the guy at the counter, sir, the guy at the counter said something like, "Sir, here's your change." The transgender went off on the guy at the counter because he called him sir. And he just went on a rant and saying GameStop and started throwing games, just, they're very hostile. Very hostile. And I personally, understand, from time to time see, like, when I'm riding on a train, how much, damn, how can I put this? How much, say like Salaki said, if I may, I witnessed, I was on Church Avenue going home, right?
Yeah.
And it was this dude. He was a part of the LGBT community, right? The dude, right? And he was walking past a furniture store. Now the brothers, that was working in the store, they was moving furniture and accidentally bumped him. And man, the way he just went off, man, he went off like he's a damn woman. And then in my mind, I'm saying, well, why is this dude acting like this? It's because he's a part of the LGBT. Is he mimicking another woman by the way he's acting and going off? The guy said sorry to him, but he wouldn't take sorry. He wouldn't accept the apology. Then man, listen, man, that's how they are. They're just hostile. They're mean. You understand? And their bottom line is they're really suffering for what has been done to them when they was a child. You understand? They was raped. They was molested as a child, and anytime they get the chance to act out, that's what they're gonna do, man. That's what they're gonna do. Slap you, sir.
God. And do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Verse 9.
So basically, and what is this saying? They're not taking no for an answer. They sitting the hell with Lot's daughters. I don't want Lot's daughters. Now they're pressing under the roof of Lot's house, meaning that what? They don't want Lot's daughters. They're taking no for an answer. By any means, they're trying to they will get to these men. Sir?
And they said, stand back.
And the angels, saying these two men said what?
Stand back.
Sir?
And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn.
No, Salakia. Can you read that from the top again, that 9th verse?
9th verse, right?
Constant.
And they said, stand back.
So this is what the mob that Lot is facing. These men in Sodom and Gomorrah, they told Lot to stand back. Sir? Salakia.
And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he will need be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them.
Man, now this is how bold the LGBT community is. Where are we reading this, man? We're reading this in the Old Testament and Genesis, man. You understand? And the Most High is showing us how exactly how they act today, real bold. For the what? For the pride. And now they're saying to Lot, and they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and we will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? So now they saying, hey, listen, Joe, Salaki, listen, Lot, if you don't stand back and let me get at these men, I'm going to deal worse to you than I'm going to deal to these men. You understand? And they're talking about rape, having sex with these men, raping these men. They're threatening a lot. If you don't stand back and bring out these two men, I'm going to deal worse to you. You understand? You're going to get it the worse. It's disgusting. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
God. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door.
And they came there to break the door. Listen, they was going to break in Lot's house by any means just to get these men. This is how lust-driven filled these men of Sodom and Gomorrah was. And mind you, when you read when you read further up in the scripture, they said both young and old, men of both young and old, just like how you see it today. You know what I'm saying? You see young, you know what I'm saying? You see these. Elementary school, you understand? Junior high school, early adults, you understand? saying that what? They are part of the LGBT community. The Most High say young and old. Nothing new was under the sun. The same thing that's going on today is the same thing that was going on then. The same thing that's going on then is what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? So like what verse we at?
Verse 9.
Come on.
And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door.
You know, sir.
Verse 10. For the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them.
But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them. So these two angels came out, you understand, and pulled Lot back into the house. You know, sir?
And shut to the door.
And shut to the door. So basically, you understand when you read on in the story, the Most High gave instructions to these angels to tell Lot and his family, you understand, to basically, you understand, pack up and move out the city, because the Most High is about to bring fire and brimstone down on the city, and gave them a specific instruction. And while you're running away from this city, do not look back. So now the Most High rained fire and brimstone on these 5 cities. You understand, killing what? It's like you're unaliving everybody that was in those cities. But as the angel told Lot and his wife and his daughters not to look back, wife, she looked back. You can read the story on your own. You understand? She looked back, symbolizing what? Her heart was attached to that place. She felt like she was missing out on something, so she looked back, and she got turned into a pillar of salt. She became too comfortable with the lifestyle of what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. If the angels tell you to run and don't look back, don't look back. That's like how that's like Yahweh Shai Company, right? You understand? He cracked the sky with his 200 million angels, you understand? In his chariots. You understand? The missiles is flying and whatnot. And you being beamed up on the chariots. And in your mind, you're saying, man, I'm gonna miss this place. I'm gonna miss America. Are you really worthy to be beaten up in those chariots? When the Most High is saving you, you're being beamed up in those chariots, and while you're in those chariots, you understand, and you're looking through the glass, and you're seeing the Most High burning America, and in your mind, you're like, man, I'm gonna miss going to them Saturday night clubs. Yeah. I'm saying I'm gonna miss sleeping with them whores. After the Most High had mercy on you and saved you, right? I'm gonna miss smoking weed. I'm gonna miss eating pork, crab, lobster, and shrimp. And the Most High have every right to them beating you back down. You understand? Out them chariots. But this is what Lot's wife did when she looked back, and she got turned into a pillar of salt. Salaki, I don't want, if I may, you could drop that. So that was one of the scriptures on rape. You understand? Rape is not allowed according to the Bible. Baba Kusha, if I may, can you give me Leviticus? How much time we got?
8:22 right now. We got council today. Yeah.
Come on, council. Let's see. All right, we're going to I may have to have a part 2 to this class.
Okay.
Let's go to Slack, if I may. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1.
2 Samuel 13.
Come, verse 1.
And it came to pass.
Slack, if I may, get there with you.
Okay.
2 Samuel 13 and 1. Rape is not allowed. Rape is unlawful according to the Most High. Rape is not allowed in the nation of Israel. Yeah. You understand? All these other, you understand, that's the oppressor's culture. You understand? Pornography, you understand, when you see them women having sex, they're having sex against their will, man. You understand? Their whole pornography is based on rape, molestation, pedophilia, you understand, homosexuality. And like how a priest was bringing out, who owns the porn industry, man? It's the oppressor. You understand? Amalekites, so-called Jewish man. You know what I'm saying? He owns the porn industry, just like how he owns the diamond industry. You know what I'm saying? He owns the Fortune 500 companies, the entertainment, you know what I'm saying, business, movies, you know what I'm saying? What is it? The movies, you understand? The record companies. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1.
Yeah. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David,
had
a fair sister.
Man, he had a fair sister. Fair meaning that she was beautiful. You know I'm saying? She was extremely good looking. A fair sister, you know.
Whose name was Tamar.
You know. So Absalom, he had a sister, a very good looking sister by the name of Tamar, you know, sir.
And Amnon, the son of David, loved her.
So now we're about to find out what kind of love, what kind of affection that Amnon had to Tamar. Was it a protective love, like how a brother would be protective of his sister? Or was it something more to that? We'll read on, but sure.
Okay. Verse 2, Samuel 13 and 2, and Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar.
And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar. So now, this love that he has is not an ordinary type of brotherly or sisterly love. You understand? He had a strong urge, a strong sexual desire for his sister Tamar. You know, son.
God. For she was a virgin.
You know, meaning that she was of young and marriageable age. But however, she didn't have her husband.
Right. She just was 20.
Right.
She with her son.
Come.
And Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
Read on, sir.
3. But Amnon had a friend.
You understand? He had a friend. Read on.
Whose name was Jonadab.
Read on.
The son of Shemaiah, David's brother.
David's brother, which would be what the nephew, the uncle. Read on, sir.
Okay. And Jonadab was a very subtle man.
Now, what does subtle means? You understand? He was a very wise man, a cunning man. You understand? Just as how what the serpent was.
No, not subtle. Subtle, being delicate.
Subtle man, Salakia.
Okay.
Read on.
Salakia. Jonadab was a very subtle man. Verse 4. And he said unto him, why art thou, being the king's son,
Read on.
lean from day to day?
Read on.
Wilt thou tell me? And Amnon said unto him,
so basically, Salakia, if I may, so Jonadab, seeing, his friend Amnon, you know what I'm saying, he's acting kind of strange. You know what I'm saying? He's acting strange. He's not himself. So now Jonadab is asking Amnon, hey, what's going on? Are you going to tell me what's going on? I'm seeing you, you know what I'm saying? You seem strange from day to day. You seem vexed. You know what I'm saying?
God, will thou not tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar.
What?
I love Tamar.
Read on.
My brother Absalom's sister.
You know.
Verse 5. And Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed.
So now, Jonadab, you understand, he's giving instructions to Amnon to do what?
Lay thee down on thy bed.
To go lay down on your bed, read on.
And make thyself sick.
And pretend like you're sick. Pretend like you have a fever. Read on.
And when thy father cometh to see thee.
And when thy father cometh to see thee, read on.
Say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come.
I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come. So now they're plotting something, right? They're both of them, they're plotting something. And we're going to find out what that is. Read on, sir.
And give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight.
So now he's asking his father, King David, to send his sister Tamar, you understand, to take care of him. Read on.
That I may see it, and eat it at her hand.
And do what?
And eat it at her hand.
And eat it at her hand. So he's specifically telling his father, you understand, which is King David, this specifically send Tamar. You understand? I want to eat at her hand and no other, you understand, virgin's hand. You know, sir?
God. So, and verse 6. So Abner lay down and made himself sick.
So Abner laid down and made himself sick. So now he's pretending. You understand? What was going on? He's lying. You understand? He just lied to his father. Told his father that he's sick. You understand? Lying is unlawful against the Bible also. So he's lying to his father. You understand? So in order to, you know what I'm saying, he's baiting, you understand, his sister to come in unto him. Read on.
Okay. And when the king was come, and so Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar, my sister, come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hands.
Read on.
7. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy brother Amnon's house.
So now King David, you understand, is telling his daughter to go now to your brother's house. Your brother's sick, you understand, tend to him. You understand? Take care of him. See him whole again. Read on.
And Tamar, her name means a palm tree, all right?
A palm tree? Come on.
Okay. Let my sister come and make me a cup of cakes. Okay, verse 7. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress his meat. 8. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house.
So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house. Read on.
And he was laid down.
And he was laid down. He was in the bed, pretending like he was sick, like he had a fever, like he had a cold. Read on.
And she took flour and kneaded it and made cakes in his sight.
So she prepared him a meal. Read on.
And did bake the cakes.
And she baked the cakes. Read on.
9. And she took a pan and poured them out before him. But he refused to eat.
But what?
But he refused to eat.
But he refused to eat. Amnon refused to eat. Read on.
And Amnon said, Have out all men from me.
Have out all men from me. So now he's ordering, you understand, his guards to leave the premises.
Right.
Read on, sir.
Good. And they went out, every man from him.
And they did as Amnon said. Read on.
Verse 10. And Amnon said unto Tamar,
Read on.
Bring the meat into the chamber.
Bring my meat into the chamber. You understand when the Bible usually talking about chamber, it's talking about a man's bed, the bedroom, the chamber. Read on.
That I may eat of thine hand.
That I may eat of thine hand. Read on. And
Tamar took the cakes which she had made and brought them into the chamber to Amnon, her brother.
So now she went into, you understand, her brother's bedroom now to feed him. Why? Because she's in her mind, she believes that her brother is sick. You understand that she's doing the right thing by taking care of her brother. And this is one of the things that, you understand, that sisters in Israel, that young women in Israel do within the household of their father. Just like how we read earlier, how when a man takes a woman to wife, what happens? He would have to pay the father shekels because that sister plays a very important part in the household. She's the one that cooks the meat, the dress the meat, that bakes the cakes. You understand? That tends to the family needs. So when you marry the sister, now what? She leaves the house. Why? Because now she's joined as one flesh to her husband. That's why we would get the shekels. You understand what we call a dowry? I believe a dowry, sir.
Yeah.
A dowry to the father.
If I'm not mistaken, too, the Amnon and the sister here, Tamar, right?
Okay.
It looks like they first cousins.
God.
Because he right? He's Absalom's son. No, wait, I'm getting it wrong. Absalom, the son of David.
Absalom, Salaki.
Had a fair sister whose name was Tamar, and Amnon, the son of David. Okay, so they brother and sister.
Come.
God damn it.
Come, sir.
Okay. Well, they brother and sister. And Amnon said unto Tamar, that's not right. Absalom is the son of David. Absalom is David's son. Right? Absalom had a sister whose name was Tamar. Right? So this is Absalom's sister. And they're both from David. And Amnon, the son of David, they brother and sister. Unless Tamar is from another wife. Unless I don't know. Is this before or after Uriah?
Yeah.
Right. It could be Uriah's daughter, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Okay. So I'm gonna get a dictionary right, right?
God.
I'm gonna keep reading though.
But this is family that we're talking about.
Yeah. So. Okay. What verse again?
We in verse. We could read. We could read verse 7.
Okay. God. Right quick. Tamar, right? Tamar, the wife of Okay, so there was another woman called in the time of Judah, right? I believe that's who he married, right?
Khan.
Okay, Khan. Okay. Then, Khan. I'm on the one with First Chronicles. Okay. Okay, this is okay. There you go. Tamar, a daughter of David, and sister of Absalom, whom her half brother Amnon violated. All right, so she's a daughter of David, and but it's calling her a half brother. Half brother. Meaning they from different mothers.
Right.
Okay. All right. So they first brothers and sisters. All right. Okay. Good. We was in verse 10, right?
Verse 7, if I may so.
You want to go to 7 again?
Oh, Salakia.
Okay. You want to go to 11?
Oh, Salakia.
Right.
We could read verse 10, if I may.
Come on, verse 10. And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon, her brother.
And brought them into the chamber of Amnon, her brother. So now she's in her brother's bedroom. Now remember, the brother, you understand, requested that the men leave the chamber. So now they're alone together with no one around. We don't serve up.
11. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her.
He did what?
He took hold of her.
He took hold of her, meaning that he grabbed her,
and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister.
Come lie with me, my sister.
Yes.
Now, what is that talking about? Come lie with me, meaning come have sex with me, my sister. Because remember, the scripture started off with saying how he loved her, and now how he was just vexed with love towards her. So now this love was really, you understand, a sexual deviant type of love. He wanted to have sex with her, with his sister. What do we call that today? We call that incest.
Right.
You understand? We call that incest, you understand? Which we don't deal with incest, you understand? The Most High gave us laws, statutes, commandments, not to dive into that wickedness. That's things that the other nations do, especially the oppressor. You understand? Especially them farm boys, sir. You understand? Them farm boys who don't see women. You understand?
Not forgetting Buckingham Palace.
Oh,
it's the I believe it's the way of the family to keep it in the family.
Right.
In Buckingham Palace in England.
Right.
King Charles III.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? That's heathen. That's other nations, you understand, territory. That's how they deal. The Most High gave us laws, statutes, commandments not to deal like that. For us to know who.
You might be jumping the gun a little bit.
Come on. Let's speak.
The scripture says that, you know what I mean?
Come on. What verse?
Read verse 12.
Verse 12.
2 Samuel 13 and 12. And she answered him, "Nay, my brother."
She said, "No, my brother." She said, my brother, you know.
"Do not force me."
Do not what?
Do not force me.
Do not force me. What does force mean? To go against your will. Right. To do something that you don't want to participate in. You understand? Do not force me to do this. She's saying, do not force me. Read on.
Right. For no such thing ought to be done in Israel.
She knows the law.
There you go. Yeah.
She's telling him, you understand, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. And guess what? And he knows the law also.
Right.
He knows the law also. His father is King David. His father, King David, told him some stories. You understand? I'm sure King David told, you understand, his son some stories. You understand? Because as righteous as King David was, guess what? He had to make mistakes too. You understand? King David made a ton of, well, I don't want to say ton, but he made some mistakes that the Most High was not happy about. So you can't tell me that, you understand, Amnon did not know that he's not supposed to sleep with his sister. What does the scripture say? The scripture says, raise up a child that he should be trained. I'm paraphrasing. King David knew these laws, statutes, commandments. You understand? But hey, listen, man, Tamar, you understand, she's in the right, she knows the law. So now she's telling Amon, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not do this folly. What is folly? Foolishness. Like, what are you doing? You understand? Are you stupid? You understand? Are you like what are you on right now? Are you serious? You don't want to do this folly in Israel. Have we not seen the examples that the Most High made about adultery, about committing adultery, about committing homosexuality, about committing incest? So she's basically telling Amnon, do not this folly in Israel. Why? Because now if he does this folly, right? If he sleeps, if he forces his sister to have sex with him, now who's gonna have the blemish? King David's house. Why? Because guess what? That's his son and that's his daughter. So now they're gonna go to King David and they're gonna question King David. Well, what's going on in your household? Do they not know the law, statutes, commandments? Have you not been teaching your children the law, statutes, commandments? How is it that your son, you understand, is rape his sister, right? So verse 13, and it said, and now whither shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. So now you're going to have a name. Now you're going to have a reputation.
There you go.
You understand? As being a fool in Israel. Why? Because you've done this folly. The lust, you understand, the sexual deviancy, the lust that you had for your sister Now, you understand, now you're going to be called a fool in Israel. You're going to have a bad reputation. And not only that, but now they're going to look at King David. If I may, sir, verse, we could read verse.
If I could say this also, right? And of course, like you said, David taught them the law. As Tamar, right here, she's quoting the law.
Right.
The same law you quoted a while ago in Deuteronomy, worded the same way.
Right.
Right. And he knows the law, right? But of course, on occasions, Satan is going to try to make you disobey the law.
Right.
You know what I mean? In one way or the other, with whatever's available to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is to let you know, even David's sons was not exempt of temptation.
Right.
And this is the same thing you see all over the place where, you know, the scripture will talk about not giving a woman an evil name.
Right.
Not gossiping. That's how you give a woman an evil name.
Right.
And then you might see sisters that know it and do it anyways, i.e. church. The Bible says to not eat pork. But then somebody want to follow in their lust, want to act like they never heard that.
Right.
You know what I mean? All LGBT members, this is for Pride Month. They've heard in the Bible that it's wrong to be an LGBT member.
Right.
And they want to act like Romans said. You know what I mean? They want to not keep the they want to not retain the knowledge of the Lord in their mind.
Right.
They want to forget it. You know, so you're going to see a lot of people out there, they get high, they do things and get high to try to forget that God is saying, that told them to not do that by the Bible.
Right.
And to not forget it, now they're free because they're high and it's not in their mind and they don't have to worry about the guilt until they sober again.
Right.
And they sober again and it's the guilt.
Right.
What you got to do after the guilt? Get high again.
Right.
You know what I mean? To not retain the knowledge of the Lord in their mind. You know what I mean? God. I said this brother here, he's doing it without getting high.
Right.
And this is David's son.
Right.
You know what I mean? The king's son.
Right.
You know what I mean? Blood relative of Jesus Christ.
God.
You know what I mean? So, you know, he was tempted and he was supposed to keep the law.
Right.
Just like we're supposed to keep the law.
Yeah, right, sir.
You know what I mean?
God. Oh, son of Christ. Salak, if I may. We could read verse 12.
Verse 12.
Come on.
2 Samuel 13 and 12. And she answered him, nay, my brother.
No, my brother.
Mm-hmm. Do not force me.
Do not force me. Do not rape me. Mm-hmm. Do not make me do not make me go against my will.
There you go.
This is wrong, my brother.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be doing this.
Right.
You know, sir?
For no such thing ought to be done in Israel.
For no such thing ought to be done in Israel. She knows the law. And she's telling him the law. You understand? We're not supposed to have sex together. You understand? We're brother and sister.
Right.
Do not thou, Slaki, read on, sir.
Do not thou this folly.
Do not thou this folly. You understand? This foolishness. Because now, if you do, you're going to bring an evil name against yourself, against, you understand, our Father's house. And now I'm going to have a reputation. The sister tomorrow is going to have a bad reputation because we don't know what's going on inside. Was it consensual, which would be a sin, or whether it was rape? You know what I'm saying? 13.
Verse 13. And I, whither shall I cause my shame to go?
And I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? Should I, you understand, put my reputation on the line?
And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel.
And as for thee, thou shalt be one of the fools in Israel. And you know that this happened. This is not the first time this happened in the nation of Israel.
God.
You understand? You're going to be added to one of the fools that done this folly before.
Right. If I could too. That's deep too, because she She's saying what the Lord is saying.
Right.
Because the Lord through David taught her these things as everyone else.
Come.
She say, yo, if you do this thing, you're a fool.
Right.
If you gossip against another sister, you're a fool.
Right.
You smoke weed, you're a fool. You do any sin against the Lord looks at you like a fool.
Right.
You know what I mean? And anybody read the Bible and read about you and your foolery, you know what I mean? They know that you one of those fools.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Come, sir.
Come. Okay. Now therefore I pray thee, speak unto the king, and he will not withhold me from thee.
Read on, sir.
14. Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she.
Salakia. Oh, man, Salakia. Can you read that again, verse 14?
14. Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice.
He will not hearken unto her voice when she told him the law. So really, not to put a woman on a pedestal, not to put a woman, not to put a woman in this position like, how can I say it? Really now she's really saying he's not listening to the Most High's law, because she told him this thing should not be done.
Yeah, she told him the word of the Lord.
Right.
Oh man.
So in other words, he's saying, never mind what the Lord says.
Right. You blocking that out.
Come on.
Yeah.
We don't both sure.
Come. Howbeit he will not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she.
But being what?
But being stronger than she.
But being stronger than she. See, this what rape also occurs.
Right.
You understand? Because men, you understand, are stronger than women. You understand? So they take advantage of women because they're stronger, and they hold down onto them and rape them. This is a part of rape. You understand? Just like how what? You're a child. You understand? Your uncle, your uncle or your aunt is what? Stronger than you. So now they're gonna force you and do something to you that you don't want to do. They're gonna molest you. Why? Because they're taking advantage of that child, because they're what? Physically stronger. You understand? That's what we call them what? Sexual bullies.
Right.
Predators. You know what I'm saying? Child molesters.
God. But being stronger than she, forced her.
He raped her.
And lay with her.
And had sex with her. You know what I'm saying?
15. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly. You see the pattern here? Yeah.
Just like how we read earlier, when a man takes hold of a woman and hates her and gives occasion of evil, I'm paraphrasing, evil and false speech against her. So now, after the lust is gone, you understand what I'm saying? After the lust, you lusted after this girl, you know what I'm saying? You got what you wanted, now you hate her. Now, I shouldn't have done this. Now you remember the law.
Right.
You understand? Read on, sir.
So that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her.
Now the hatred has compassed the love that he had for her. Because now he's feeling guilty. His conscience saying, man, you messed up. You're disgusting. You just had sex with your sister. You raped your sister.
Oh, man.
And say, how can you look your father in the eye? How can you look the rest of your brothers in the eye knowing you have done this to your sister, to our sister? Now you hate her. Read on, sir.
And Amnon said unto her, Arise, be gone,
and get out my house. Get out the bedchamber. Kick her out. Like she was some kind of filthy whore. I say only men do these things to whores. Only men do these things to women they don't care about. You know, sir?
16. And she said unto him, there is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other that thou didst unto me. For he would not hearken unto her.
Slack, I don't want if I made that shut down to 21 time purpose.
You might want to clip it. You gotta get that counselor, right? You want 18? We say you wanted?
Verse 21.
Okay, verse 21. But when King David heard of all these things, he was wroth. 22. And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon.
And with that, I'm going to end the class. We're going to have a part 2, Lord's willing, next Wednesday and see what King David did concerning this situation. With that, I'm Preaching Officer Sha'al. I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Hazahab.
Okay, clap it up. Put that Majim. I'm going to give one courtesy salute. My Shabbat, Amadium, Barak, Yahweh, Yajum Ta, class dismissed.